So, we've covered simplistic ones, 7, 9. Let's do another one so that, again, we can really cook this process in. Let's say somebody says, I need to play or hear you play an A major 11. Yeah, they go that far. So, again, we know A major. Okay, great. We know that's our bass chord. We just need to add the number 11. That's it. So we go to our fretboard, we go to our scale, our A major scale, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have our 11th note here. And for those of you who are nerdy enough, this is our G string here. So it's G, A, B, C, D. So we just need to add the note D to A major, which is very easy actually. Because if you think about your A major here, what do you notice right out the gate? You notice that you have an A, and then if you just remove this finger, that's an open D. So we have our 11 right there. So let's listen to A in this position, and then let's listen to A major 11. We're going to add the 11. We're not doing the full extension, just add 11. It's beautiful. And if you wanted to add it elsewhere, you can. There's a D here. So if we wanted to, we could just do this. Or we can do both. Why not? Try it. That's it. You're just, again, remembering where we begin, okay? You're remembering where we start. And then from there, you're counting and you're finding where to add it. So with the 11s, I want you to do the same thing we've been doing. Play a standard A major, find the 11 by going back to the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then finding where you can add that note to the scale in multiple positions. Here on the full bar chord version of A major, and then here on the triad version of A major, okay? And let's do one more for the road. Let's just show you yet again that it's just the same process multiple times, and that's it. So let's say somebody says, play me an A major, add a 13. No problem. You now know that, okay, first part of the process here is that I have to play an A major chord. I know where those are. That's fine. I can find any version of those. That's just a first, third, and fifth. I know what I'm doing there. That's simple. The second part of the equation is that 13. So we go back to our A major scale, and we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it's this note, and if you're a music theory nerd or curious person, this is our B string. So it's open B, C, D, E, F, F sharp. So basically, this is just us adding an F sharp to an A major chord. So I'll give you an example. We have our open A major down here, our open A string, second fret, second fret, second fret, open E. Well, that second fret of the high E string is F sharp. So we could just bar those 4 notes. Listen to the difference and listen to A major, add 13. It's literally that simple. Again, it's as easy as thinking about how the process works for, hey, I need an A major something. You're going to need 2 things. You're going to need to know how to play the core chord, the A major, and then you're going to need to know the scale and how to just count the scale. And then you land on the number you need, and that is the number or the note that you add to the process. Now, I will say that we've been doing a lot of add chords, right? And that's okay. They're beautiful. And guitar only has so many finger possibilities, so you'll find a lot of variations. But the rule of thumb is that if you have an add chord, that just means that you have A major and you add that single added number note to it. But let's say I had an A major 9. It didn't say add 9. The rule of thumb for classic music theory, composition stuff is that that includes the previous extension. So it would be a major chord with a 7th and a 9. That's the only difference. So after you now know that if you see add a number, you just add that number to the chord. If you don't see that, you add all the in-between extensions. So if somebody said, hey, play me an 11 chord, you would play A major, you would play the 7th, the 9th, and the 11th because it skips, right? It continues to skip. And that's it. Those are the things you now know. That is how chords are named and how we could look at the name of the chord and instantly know what notes to add to the chord. It is that simple. So the way I recommend you cooking this in is actually just testing your chops. Going through the exercises we went through, sure, but also going through yourself and going, you know what? What if I added an 11 and a 13? What if I tried that? And maybe it's something like looking like this, right? And then we go, okay, well, I've got some variations here. So I went from this boring A major to something beautiful like this. And that's it. So it's really about testing yourself, challenging yourself, but realizing that when we start to dive into the world of new chord variations and chord names and extensions, it adds such a massive amount of emotion, creativity, and just beauty to the guitar. It takes something so basic and it starts to add tension, it starts to add release, and it's much simpler to do than you were probably giving yourself credit or thinking about. And it could be what has been preventing you from diving into that and from going to just Google instead. So start to build your own extensions by, again, the simple formula. Knowing the bass chord, and then counting the scale, finding the note, and finding out where and in what position makes sense to easily add that to add color.